You know, when satellite radio came along, it was supposed to be another nail in the coffin of radio. And I remember thinking to myself, to truly understand satellite radio, I have to go through the experience of the consumer. Let's find out what it's all about. So I took my credit card and I went to a future shop. And I went through the experience of buying and experiencing satellite radio. Well, I'll tell you, I got to the future shop and the sales guys knew nothing about satellite radio at all. So they couldn't answer any of my questions. I bought the boom box that I had to buy in order to get the signal. It cost me $350, right? And then I took the box home. Actually, I took it to the office and I set it up and I called the 1-800 number to subscribe, started paying my $18 a month, turned it on, and all I got was acquiring signal. Couldn't get anything. I had the antenna right by the window. I got everything hooked up right. Couldn't get anything. I thought, well, so this isn't a very good experience so far. So after getting one of the radio engineers to help me, we found that the film that we had on our office window was actually blocking the signal coming through. So we had to cut a hole in the film on the window to put the antenna on. Finally, I was getting something, right? But I listened for 2 hours and suddenly it was gone. And then it would come back, and then it was gone, and then it would come back, and it was frustrating. So I called the 1-800 number, and I talked to a woman, I think she was in Atlanta, and I said, listen, I'm calling about my signal that I'm getting. It's cutting in and out. She said, well, sir, whereabouts in the Western Hemisphere are you located? And I said, well, I'm in London, Ontario, is where I was at the time. And she said, oh, yes. Well, where you are in the Western Hemisphere, the satellite actually dips below the horizon every few hours. So your radio is going to cut out on you every few hours, and then it'll come back. And I thought, oh, this is good. So I'm paying $350 to get the hardware. I'm paying $18 a month to get the signal, but it's going to be sporadic because of where I live. I can't imagine the average consumer really enjoying this experience. So then it dawned on me that I don't think satellite radio is going to be an issue. And as we're finding out, 4 or 5 years later, cost is an issue behind satellite radio, right? And it's not local. It's not local. And in order for us to survive, we continue to be local. Same with the iPod. Yes, my iPod can give me 10,000 songs in a row, but there's no entertainment between the songs. Right? There's nothing spontaneous. There's no information about the big traffic accident on the QEW that tells me where to go and how to get around that. I think radio will always survive as long as we continue to talk about things that our listeners care about that are going on in their own communities. If we do that, we're fine. We're absolutely fine.